Welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. Back in episode 12, when I interviewed Seb about his egg business, we had chatted about the fact that we had supplies to make a new shed for the chooks. And this past week, we started to build it. We hadn't been able to do it previously just because the ground had been too hard and it's been too hot. So we figured out where it was going to go. We had to figure out the orientation based on where we wanted the access points to be. There's a roller door section and there's a door for the chickens and there's a door for people to access. So we had to make sure that all of that fitted in between fences and easiest way to get in and out, and also the best access for cleaning it in the future. Once we'd figured that part out, then we were able to start digging the post holes and putting them in, making sure that they were squared off, and then attaching the wall paneling. All the while making sure that it was level and square, because obviously the ground does drop off a little bit here and there, and if we didn't get it square, the panels weren't going to fit. We got to the point where we've installed 4 of the panels, and now we're just up to the last panel and the section where the roller door goes. And we need to figure out the last piece that goes across the top beam to hold the roller door in place, because we haven't been able to find it in the supplies that we have. We're thinking maybe we cut it when we were moving the shed, so we may have to create a new cross beam before we're able to install the roller door. So we should be getting that done in the next few weeks, at least up until all the walls and paneling are in, and then we will be at the point where we will have to put a roof on. It has a pitched roof, so we'll have to work on that, and then we are going to put some new flooring down to keep it secure from the bottom. So it is still a little way away from being ready for chickens, but once it's done, it'll be a really great space for the chooks and a much easier access point for us for egg collection and for cleaning out the shed. I still haven't had a lot of motivation to knit on any of my current whips or knitting projects that I have on the go, but that hasn't actually stopped me from knitting. I have had a few ideas for some patterns. I've been thinking about a shawl and a scarf pattern, something that has been in my mind for a while. And so what I've decided to do is to just sort of start experimenting and see if I can come up with a design. I grabbed some wool that I had in my stash. It's by Kathy's Fibers, which I got from Bendigo Ship and Wool Show a few years ago, and it is in the colourway Inara, and it is a merino nylon stellina fingering weight yarn. So what I've done is I had a smaller swatch and I was just playing around with some stitch patterns, and when I felt like that was kind of the direction I wanted to go, I ripped that out, and I've just now started the tip of a shawl or scarf. I'm not sure how it's going to progress yet. As I said, I'm just kind of playing around with increases and decreases and shapes and putting little eyelets and holes and just sort of seeing what comes from it. So what I'm doing is, as I am doing each little section, I'm taking some notes so I know what I've done, and then the bits that I like I'll keep, and the bits that I'm not so sure about I might sort of play around and do something different, and then I will write it up into a pattern and test it again to see if what I actually wrote down was what I did. So it's a bit of fun. I think sometimes it's good to not have any rules and to just let your creativity go a little bit. And so for me with knitting, I'm not having to think about, oh, when do I have to do a decrease? When do I have to increase and follow the pattern to make sure that I get the result that is in front of me? This way it is just sort of playing around and seeing what comes of it, and it could turn into something really great or it may not. But I'm just letting my creativity go. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying my channel, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.